Hey, what is going on, guys? Evil Cobalt here, and today what I have for you guys is another weapon review. This time I thought we would switch it up a little bit and go with the Marksman rifle. So the first Marksman rifle that we're going to be doing is the MR-28. I believe it's the first one you unlock, but I'm not really sure. But you guys know the drill. We're going to go over the 4 categories, meaning damage, range, rate of fire, and last but not least, reload time. So I'll see you guys in just a sec. Alright guys, so the first subtitle we're going to be talking about is damage. Now before I get into the stats, I just want to let you guys know that the background gameplay you're watching is me testing the gun. I know I said this in the shotgun one I did, but for you new viewers or you viewers that haven't been to the channel in a while, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing some tests. So definitely that's not anything that's just in private match. I just have friends that are online to help me out with the testing. So anyway guys, moving on to the stats. So for the damage, without any attachments on the gun, which means the gun's bare, it's going to be about a 2 to 3 bullet kill. Now this is pretty standard for the semi-automatic guns. I mean, you're not really going to get anything higher or not anything really lower. That's just about perfect. 2 to 3 shots with a Marksman rifle, which is great, absolutely amazing. Now moving on with the muzzle brake. It's still looking at about 2 to 3 shots, so it's not really going to affect the gun very much if you run that attachment. So it's up to you guys whether you want to run it or not. But I definitely would recommend not running the muzzle brake just because there's other attachments that you could use on the end of the gun. So yeah, guys. Moving on to the ammo piercing attachment. Now this thing's pretty cool, but again, it only gives the gun 2 to 3 shots. So realistically, you're seeing a consistency between the gun with no attachments, the gun with the muzzle brake, and the gun with the armor-piercing rounds. So you're not really seeing any of a trend here. So feel free, guys, to run any of those attachments, even run the gun bare. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, anyway, guys, moving on to your final damage attachment, which is the silencer. Now this is going to change it up a little bit. This is going to be 2 to 4 shots, just due to the fact that silencer not only reduces the amount of damage the gun does, but it also makes the range a little weak as well. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching the damage. I'll see you guys on the range. Alright guys, let's talk a little bit about the range now. So the standard range for this gun is insane. It's 2,300 units, which means this gun is pretty much going to be your across the map kill, basically. So don't worry about being in a situation where you can't take a shot from long range. Feel free to take it. I mean, even with the armor piercing attachment, you never know. You could get a hit marker on the guy and you could get the assist, which could potentially give you your KEM. So anyway guys, moving on. So the standard range, like I said, is 2,300 units, which is pretty good for a Marksman rifle. I don't know what the snipers is, so I couldn't really compare it between the two, but I'm pretty sure it's right around the same. So definitely either run a Marksman rifle or run a sniper rifle. The only advantage of a sniper rifle is that it's a one-shot kill, but the Marksman rifles are still pretty good in range. Moving on, if you add the ACOG attachment to your weapon, it's only going to increase the units by 100 units, so it's not really the biggest increase. As you can see, the thermal has a 2,500 units, which is another 200 above 2,300 units, which is where the gun has no attachment. So I would definitely probably recommend, instead of ACOG sight, definitely recommend the thermal sight. It's going to give the gun the most range, which is absolutely amazing. Thermal has never been one of my favorite attachments, except for on the intervention, because the fall camo that you could get, I covered the scope as well. On all the other ones, it just was a black scope, which really pissed me off. So I really like the intervention, but that's the only game I really like thermal in, because it was pretty cool. Anyway, guys, moving on. So for the flash suppressor and the muzzle brake, you're looking at about an increase in about 75 units, which isn't too great. I mean, considering that you guys could probably put a silencer to make your shot stealthy if you want to use if you want to play search and rescue, or if you want, I guess, if you are going to want to use this gun in GB, which I'm pretty sure they're banned. From me looking at the rules, I'm pretty sure they're banned. But anyway, you guys could definitely run the silencer. It might affect the units a bit more, but as far as the flash suppressor and the muzzle brake goes, it's pretty much consistent. So I would definitely recommend probably the thermal scope and either the flash or the muzzle brake. Moving on, guys. Moving on to these final attachments, which is the mod attachments. So the extended mags gives you a total of 36 rounds in the weapon, I'm pretty sure, which is absolutely great because these weapons are your trigger finger weapons. These are your modded controller weapons. These are basically your semi-automatic to make people look like they have like a modded controller. But anyway, now the armor piercing is a great attachment, but the slight difference is that even with a muzzle brake, even something on the barrel, not internal mod, is going to give you a bit more units. So coming in at the mod attachments is 2,350 units, which I mean isn't the greatest. I mean, you definitely could probably use either the thermal scope and the flash suppressor or the muzzle brake, and don't worry about the mod attachments. Or you could go for, you know, you could do whatever you want really, and you run the mod attachments, muzzle brake, and the thermal sight. So you guys play around with it. I'm just trying to give you guys like the kind of like the scales of like basically what attachments are gonna, you know, affect your gun the most, which is probably the thermal sight and the flash suppressor and the muzzle brake. Anyway, guys, this has been the range, so I'll see you guys on the rate of fire. Alright guys, we're on to our 2 and final categories, which is rate of fire and reload time. So let's quickly finish them. That way you guys can go out and try it for yourselves and play around with the guns and have some fun. So for the rate of fire, the standard gun rate of fire with no attachments, absolutely nothing on the gun, is 600 shots. Now this is pretty good. I'm impressed with it. Of course, an assault rifle with a full auto would definitely be probably in the thousands, but I'm definitely impressed with the rate of fire from the MR-28. Moving on to the extended mags. Now this is going to increase it by 300 shots. Now, that's absolutely awesome. You want to put down enemies as fast as possible. You want to put all your focus onto the screen, not worry about having to click the X button to reload your gun. And I think the extended mags is going to be a lot better because you're not going to have to constantly reload, especially for people who have a modded controller. This gun is really fun to play with a modded controller because you can just spray the shit out of people, make them rage quit, back out, send you dirty messages, stuff like that. Anyway, moving on to the 3-round burst attachment. Yes, you can put them on the Marksman rifles, which I think is pretty cool. I definitely didn't see that coming in the trailer or didn't see that coming in the game's gameplay, but that's definitely something really cool that I thought. So anyway, guys, moving on to the shots for it. It's a 745 shots, which is pretty good, which is a 145 increase in the original 600 shots that the gun can shoot with absolutely no attachments, which is pretty cool. I really do like it. So basically, that's it for rate of fire. Let's move on to reload time. So reload time is pretty standard. It's 2.80 seconds. That's, you know, a 20th of a second slower than the Bulldog, which, you know, is pretty good. I mean, shotguns, they take quite a while to reload. As you saw, the MW3 Striker without sleight of hand was just an absolute bitch. But I'm glad to see that most of these guns or so far these guns are pretty much in the 2.2 reload time. So I'm definitely glad to see that. Anyway, guys, hope you did enjoy today's review on the MR-28. I know today's was a little longer than usual, but we really wanted to get the Marksman rifles out. So if you guys could drop a like and leave a comment on what your favorite part was, because it does take a little bit of time to make these videos, it'd be much appreciated. And I'll see you guys on the next time. My name has been Evil Cobalt. I've been your commentator. I'll see you guys on the next time. Peace.